What's good? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Moss. And hey man, I just wanted to make this real quick video. I've been getting some requests on how I cut hair, my steps that I use. This right here is just a basic men's haircut, all even, all over with a edge up. So yeah man, let's get right into it. Alright. As you can see, so I take the comb and I'm spinning him around, combing through his hair, making sure I'm breaking up all those curls, right? And I always start with either a higher guard than he asked. So this is the 1.5, actually. This is the 1.5 guard closed, which is basically the same as the 1 guard all the way open, all right? So I'm going with the grain. You know what I mean? Going with the grain. It's gliding through his hair. That's why I combed it out in the beginning. And I always let my clients look at the size before I actually start my actual cut. And yeah, make sure you know their hair pattern, because you can make a mistake and go against the grain or cut alongside the grain, and then it might cut a patch out that you didn't want. So just be cognizant of the hair and which way it's going. Alright, so I give him the mirror. Alright, let him look at it, that's a good length or not. And they'll let me know. Nah, I want you to go a little bit lower. Nah, that's good right there. So he said that was good length, so I just continue with the cut. Going with the grain. You don't want to go against the grain with people with curly hair, especially if they trying to get waves. Alright, you want to go with the grain. We like carpenters, bro. Measure twice and cut once. You know what I mean? That's what carpenters do. They measure it twice, make sure it's the length that they want it to be, and then they only make one cut, because you can always cut more off if it's too long. You cannot replace what you already cut. So I look at hair in the same way, you know what I mean? And I always measure it before start my actual cut. So if they come in and they say they want a number 1 guard, I'm going to do a 1.5. If they come in and say they want a 3 on top, I'm going to do a 3.5. And then I'm going to ask them, hey, is this a good length? And they say, nah, you can cut more off, then I'll go down. You know what I mean? Go down to a regular 3 or go down lower. But yeah, clients with curly hair, you want to go with the grain, especially if they trying to get their waves like you see me doing right here. And on the back can be a little bit tricky. All right, but I'm going down. I'm not going all the way up past the parietal ridge. I'm going right to the back of his head and going down. You can't really see it in this video, but I'm going with his hair pattern. Like, I'm looking at his cowlick or the swirl in the back of his head, and I'm seeing which way it's growing. All right, so I'm going in that direction that I see it growing out. He told me he wanted me to shave his beard down a little bit. Also, I get my comb, and I'm gonna come through the beard too, because when I go through it with the guard, I don't want it to be snagging and pulling on his face. So you want to make sure that you comb the beard also. This is my first time fading in the beard and edging it up, so that came out pretty good for me also. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm going against the grain on the beard now. Just because when I was going with the grain, it wasn't cutting enough off. So I'm using the same guard, but I'm going against the grain now. Going all the way from the bottom of his neck all the way up to the tip of his chin. Make sure you get all of those hairs. And yeah, man, the student barbers also, man, you want to make sure you engage in good conversation with your client, man. Try to get to know them a little bit, tell them a little bit about yourself. Just, be cordial. You ain't gotta be their best friend, man, but you want to talk to them. You don't want to make the situation uncomfortable, especially if you're going to look for a tip and you want to start working on your social skills right now. If you're not a sociable person, you want to start working on those social skills right now while you're still in training, because once you get out into a shop, bro, that's when you're going to have to start making your real money. So yeah, now I'm going to start on the shape up or edge up, however y'all say it. I call it a shape up. So I'm going to start on the back of the neck. I always start on the back. I don't know why I feel most comfortable starting it that way, but I always do, man. That's just me. Yeah, man. As you can see here, I'm going, I asked my client how did he want his shape up in the back, and he said he wanted it boxed off. So I went ahead and started on that left side, and then I come down all the way to the bottom of the neck, and then I'll start my line from one side and go all the way over, and then I'll check it, make sure it's straight, and then I'll get those straggly hairs, as you can see there. And right here, he just telling me that one side of his hairline in the front is lower than the other side, and he was telling me that he would like me to push it back. And I do not believe in pushing people back, but if a client asks me, bro, I'm going to do what he asks. And if you're gonna do the beard, this is just what I do. I try to stay with the jawline as much as possible. Just because to me it look a little bit cleaner. Unless they ask me to round it off or something, then I'll do it. But for the most part, I'm gonna stay with that jawline right there and go all the way down and then come up under their chin. But yeah, man, we don't get a lot of these all even cuts in barber school. We really don't, man. It's like my second one. They's pretty simple. You know, it's just a basic men's haircut, all even all around with the edge up on it. So they're pretty simple, but you know, they just don't come in often. Most people getting fades, or they want to get a mohawk or some type of, you know, trending hairstyle. And I start on his left side of his ear, and I pull that ear down. You want to always make sure you pull the ear down when you're doing cuts, man. I don't care what type of cut it is, bro. You want to always make sure you pull that ear down, because you do not want to cut a client's ear, bro. That's one quick way to lose a client, trust me. As you can see here, I kind of use my edges like a pencil, man. Especially when I'm doing that little C cut right there. I'll just use the edge of my blade, man. I don't want to use the whole blade because it's a really thick blade and I don't want to cut too much off. So all the way from the beard, all the way up to the edge of that C cut, man. I'm using the tip. I use one end, and yeah, man. That's the best method for me. You don't want to try to use that whole blade, because it'll wind up making like a sharp point. Instead of it being a nice circular C motion, it'll be like an edge. It'll be like a straight up and then a cut if you use that whole blade. So right there you can see I'm using two hands, man. Use two hands if you have to. If you have to use two hands to get that C cut the way you like it or looking good, then use two hands, bro. Working on that box. Whenever I'm doing my box, I'll make my initial first line to try to straighten out that box, and then I'll try to connect those two lines from one point to the other. Now you gotta keep in mind, this client did say that one side of his hairline is a little bit lower, and he wanted me to even that out. So he asked me to push him back. I asked him specifically, so you want me to raise your hairline on that other side? He said yes. So I would not advise raising anybody's hairline unless they ask theirself that, and they know, because when it grows back 2 or 3 days later, bro, it's gonna look terrible. It's gonna look absolutely like garbage. That's the only reason why I don't advise people pushing people back. But yeah, man, you can see here, I'm using two hands. I'm not ashamed to use two hands on the hairline. As long as because I don't want my hand to be shaky or anything else. So, I mean, like, as much as I'm against it, if somebody asking me, man, at the end of the day, it's their hair, it's their head, and that's what they want you to do, then, you know, you want to make them feel good. Now, to me, this is where enhancements come in effect, man. I tried to get him to, use the fibers, because I have some of those. I'm not real familiar with the bigging because I don't know how to use that yet, but I want to start working on that. But I tried to get him to use the fibers. He didn't want to do the fibers. He just said go ahead and raise it up. So, I mean, hey, man, you got to get the client what they ask for, man. Because at the end of the day, if you want to get tipped from this person, you got to give them what they want, not what you want. And I think that's a problem that a lot of barbers have, is they want to make people, like, even though I don't agree with pushing people back, if he asks me for it, then that's what I got to do. You know what I mean? Because he asked. That's what the client wants. Not what I want. It's not what I want, but that's what he wants. And it's his head. He has that right to want to do whatever he wants with his head. As a barber, bro, we got to get out of this mentality of I'm right and I'm going to do it my way, because you're not going to keep clients that way. You know what I mean? You're not. They ask you for enhancements and you don't do it, then you can either deny that client or, you do it for them. If you don't agree with enhancements, because I know a lot of barbers got a lot of problems with enhancements, man, and that's cool. You entitled to your own opinion, but if a client feels that it makes him look better, which I agree that it does, then why not provide that service to him? If anything, you a better barber, not a worse barber. I don't know what the problem is with people thinking enhancements are that bad, But if a client is asking for this service, why not give it to him? If anything, it's another, thing added to your resume. You can do this. Why people hating on it, I don't know. It's people, because people stuck in their ways, and like I said, barbers think, well, not all barbers, but a lot of people think that they right no matter what, and they don't want to change. They don't want to accept change, but I'm here to tell y'all, man. In barber school, people learning how to use these enhancements, so you either get on board or get off the train. Straight up. You don't have to use it on a daily basis, but if a client come in your shop and ask you, hey man, can I get some bigging to make my hairline look on fleek, then hey, I'm gonna do it. You can deny it if you want to, but I'm just, hey, come right here, bro, I got you, don't worry about it. Like I said, I'm just beginning my journey. I only started cutting hair in October, and yeah, man. I do be messing up some people. So if you're a new barber out there, bro, don't get discouraged if you mess somebody's head up, because it happens all the time, bro. Nobody's perfect. But yeah, man. That's it. It's a wrap. I'm your boy Monster Boss, baby. Y'all stay tuned, man. I got a lot more cuts to show y'all, man. Yeah, man. Spray him with a little oil sheen, brush him down, and there you go. Clean my mans up. Next time I see him, hopefully he, spinning, got them waves flowing. But my part is done. Hitting with that hot sauce. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all watching. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, man. It's your boy Moss. To all my real ones out there, I'm gonna keep it a band with y'all as always. And y'all have a blessed day, man. Peace. Spin him around. Let him go.